Hello, YouTube. So, I got a sword in the mail. Got it off Amazon, so of course it came in the mail. It's a cheap replica of Aragorn's sword from the Lord of the Rings. It has carbon steel, crossguard, and other fittings. It has a leather over wood scabbard, with the fittings, of course, a belt, and a stainless steel, unsharpened blade. It has no edge whatsoever. It doesn't even have bevels to put an edge on, and it comes to a fine point, even though it has no edge. It is actually slightly sharp at the tip, just stab wise. The point of balance is about 3 or 4 inches from the guard, at most 4 inches. And it does have a point of percussion, which is odd on Chinese stainless weapons. But you probably let me adjust the camera angle just a little, up a bit more. But it's right there, about 8 inches from the tip. It has a 28. Wait, no, never mind. It is 42 inches in total length. I don't know the blade length. I do not know the length from tip to tip on the crossguard. Yeah. I do not know if the belt is actually like real leather or fake leather, but I know the scabbard itself is wrapped in fake leather. Yeah, it's fake leather, but it does have really good stitching. Let's see if I can catch the light with it. Yeah. And it holds the sword remarkably well. It has a great fit to it. Second. That's secure in there. It's not going anywhere. And won't even. I've seen really expensive swords where you can't do this with them. But if you shake it enough, it does come loose. But it takes a bit of shaking. And once it gets to a certain point, it slides out really fast. It does have slight gaps down at the crossguard. It just happens. I mean, very slight gaps, but it is rock solid. It is. I'm going to quote Scalagrim by saying this is a true bastard sword because of the point of balance and the total length. It's fairly short as far as long swords go. Even on the short end for a hand and a half sword, but My hand fits perfectly right above this ring here, but if I try to, yeah, it just feels wrong. So bring your hand down to the pommel and very lively. There is also a slight gap right here, but it's actually less than the gaps around the guard. They're all casting gaps in the guard. It, it happens, you know. Not everything that's cast ends up being 100% what they want it to be. So there's usually there a lot of cast guards have a slot in them that is too large for the blade there they end up mounted on. It may just be to make it easier to do maintenance. That's my opinion on why it's larger, because I don't know if the guard itself is epoxied on, but I do know that it has a threaded pommel because of this gap right here. It's obvious. And it is most assuredly not paint because this is a cast piece. I mean, if I tried really hard, I might be able to get it off right now, but it's on there very well, and I don't want to, excuse me, I don't want to compromise the stability of it, you know, how solid it is. When it's in the scabbard, there is no, well, there's only rattle if I like hit the scabbard from the flat, well, where the flat of the blade is, which is directly down there. Yeah, yep. Oh. And the cast fittings on the scabbard are actually really cool and they fit it very well. You may notice that there's a bit of bubbling here. It's because there's actually loose leather. I'm fixing the loose leather as I'm sitting here because I mean, I don't care if there's loose leather down here, but up here it's more unsightly. Down here I may be able to fix it eventually, but I don't know if you can see, but the shape is epoxied on. There's a big glob of epoxy running along. There's a line of epoxy running along the entire edge of this, so it's not going anywhere. Is the throat epoxied on as well? I believe so. But I'm not like 100%. And now I get to the belt. The belt is crap. I mean, outright, utter crap. It's way too thin for one. Look at this. It's incredibly thin. And it's too short. Even if I could. Okay, scratch that. It's too short. And it's in the wrong place. Even if it were in the right place. Okay. This is the bot where the belt is attached to the scabbard. It's got this rivet. It can't go any higher than about here. It could potentially be, and it could potentially be a great belt, because a lot of swords in the price range that I paid for this don't come with scabbards, let alone belts on the scabbards. A number of higher end swords don't come with scabbards. Dude, if you're paying like $900 for a sword, you should at least get a scabbard too. It's $900, you know? But that's Albion's issue, not mine. I'm probably never going to be able to afford an Albion, but, you know. But anyways, if it were mounted here, where it should be, because right here is the point of balance on the blade, well, roughly. Even with this large cast metal shape, it doesn't keep it balanced from where it is. If I let me undo this. Okay, watch. Flat. That's not right. It should. Right here. So what I'm going to do when my brother gets home is I'm going to talk to him about it, ask him if he has a tool that I can remove this little rivet with without tearing up this admittedly crappy belt. And then eventually I'm going to take and make a frog for it, which it's a leather piece that you put over a scabbard so you can attach it to a belt, either by means of ring and baldric rings, or even string if necessary. Or if you want, you can make a frog that has a belt, an integral belt loop. It'll sit about here if you do it right, about level with the ring, and then you can wear it on your hip, on your belt as is. Or if you don't want to wear it on your hip, on your belt that's on your hip, you can use a shoulder strap belt, so it still hangs at your hip. But either way, I've got to get rid of this. It's cheap, it's unsightly, and it totally ruins the aesthetic of the sword itself. Just gonna try to get the entire hilt assembly in camera. Oh, that brings an issue to mind. I've been noticing a lot of people calling the crossguard itself the hilt. That's not right. All the books I've read, all the manuals, I think Oakshot said that it is the hilt assembly from the top of the guard, in this case maybe bottom to make it easier for you, to the end of the palm is the hilt. There is no... I keep hearing the cross hilt in other videos on YouTube. It hurts on my ears, man. It ain't right. It's not right. It is cross guard. Why is it cross guard instead of cross hilt? Because the entire assembly is the hilt, and you use it to guard yourself and your hands. You kind of need these to use this. You don't have this, you can't do this. Get back in there. But yeah, I paid less than $50 for it. Be mad if you want. I don't care. Do I look like I give a shit? No, I give zero shits. I got it because I wanted a sword of my own, and my brother was really pushing me to get a sharpened sword, but I was leaning more towards something safer to train with and do drills with. So I went with this. You may notice that the handle is like completely round, but that doesn't bother me at all because of how I have to grip it because of my huge hands. I end up with my thumb there, which keeps the sword in, which helps a lot with edge alignment. I mean, I could try to, but nah. My four fingers fit there perfectly, and my thumb just goes right there, which means if I want, it'd be easier to move into a thumb on the guard or blade grip. Into a, what was it? Crooked strike, where you take and give the thumb up and go forward. But as it sits, I can easily control the blade in a hammer grip because that's basically the only way I'm getting my hand on this thing is with the hammer grip or the two-handed grip, which this is actually a comfortable pommeled grip. It doesn't have any sharp edges or facets. It's not a scent stopper, but it's like an acorn shape. I think that's one of the types of pommel. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. And uh, but yeah, I'm I'm completely happy with it. After I'm done with this video, I'm gonna leave a positive review on Amazon. I've not mentioned any negative things about the sword except for the belt. The gaps I can live with. It was $50, and they're not even sizable gaps. That is like a millimeter and a half, maybe 2 millimeters of gap. The gaps on the blade, 2 millimeters, maybe 3. Those are small gaps. Okay? I mean, I'm not gonna do it in like shit. I can't remember the term for the measurement system used in America, where I frickin' live. But I can remember metric. But if you want to be like super anal, I guess it's a 32nd of an inch in both of them. Well, a 32nd and a 16th. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I don't measure anything that small using American measurements. Because it's more precise to use the metric system. I mean, I'll use the metric system for like very precise measurements, but once it gets over like once it gets to like 13 centimeters or so, I'll convert back to inches because that's how I know. I can't tell you the length of this in centimeters. I'm sorry. I don't even have a tape measure that measures in centimeters. If I did, I'd totally give you the measurements in centimeters. Actually, if I knew where my tape measure was, I'd give you the rest of the measurements in inches. I'd give you the measurement of the scabbard, the blade, everything, if I could find my tape measure. But I lose shit all the time, don't worry about it. Anyway, this video's pretty long. I've rambled a lot. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice weekend. I'll see you next time, hopefully. If this is your first time here, comment, I guess. I don't care what you comment, just say like, hi dude, nice sword, yada yada yada. Rambling again. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice weekend. Happy holidays. Whatever holiday you celebrate. I don't care if you're about any denomination you do. If you celebrate holidays, happy holidays. If you don't, whatever. Enjoy the snow if you haven't, then. Goodbye.